Different elements of Hanukkah became important to Americans at different times. In the 19th century, Hanukkah's story about leadership became very important. And that element, the story of Hanukkah, who was a defender of Judaism, who were the people that we could count on to defend the religion and defend the people, and who was like a Maccabee. I mean, the question of who was behaving like a Maccabee and who was not became one of the common ways that Jews would talk about who was a legitimate leader. And this was true from the 19th century through to contemporary times. And of course, who qualified for being a Maccabee changed, depending on who was speaking. So one of the things we find in Hanukkah debates is that the debates about what was a legitimate way Judaism ought to be practiced became discussed in terms of who was doing it the way a Maccabee would do it and who was not. And so people who were concerned about that made Hanukkah important for their reasons. People who were concerned about Jewish children made Hanukkah important for other reasons. They were concerned that Jewish children not feel neglected during the Christmas season. And so they did an entirely different thing with Hanukkah. They made parties for children. They made special events for children. They made sure children got presents. They decorated their homes. They really focused on children. People who were concerned about Jewish communities did another thing with Hanukkah. They made community events in community centers, in synagogues. In recent years, it's been more important to have occasions when families can gather together. So we see this in synagogues, in community centers, in Jewish museums often. And so different elements of the Jewish community will create events around Hanukkah that are important for their purposes. And so it's very fluid, but all of them together keep Hanukkah something that is always recreated as a meaningful event.